Hi there. So I had a couple of coaching clients today, and with both of them, we worked on this same tool, and they both found it really helpful. So I wanted to share it with you. It's this idea that when we're feeling angst of some kind, that it's hitting on a fear of one of three things: fear of loss of control, loss of acceptance or approval, and loss of security. And safety being safety and security, let's say. So what's fun is to notice when we have a feeling, which one of those is this feeling, I'll say angst, which one of those feelings is it hitting on? Our fear of approval, fear of safety and security, or fear of control. Now, how to get out of that, because let's say you recognize, oh, that hits at like I had a client who has some credit card debt and has a lot of angst over having credit card debt. This person is not used to having credit card debt, thinks that credit card debt is not okay, and so it has a lot of thoughts and stories around the fact that they have credit card debt right now. So how to get out of this? So first of all, you want to identify that. So we talked through identifying that is hitting on security or insecurity. I have a fear that my security is now threatened because I have credit card debt. Because I feel like if I have all my ducks in a row, and I have all my savings, and I have all my investments, whatever it is that you do, and I don't have credit card debt, then I feel secure. I can check off my security. I am secure. So this is a story that this person has told themselves. This is how I feel secure. So another way to look at these is hitting on your fears. Also, you can look at them as the false program of happiness. So our culture has taught us, has programmed us to believe that if we have approval and if we have security, whatever that means to us, because we all define that differently, and if we have a sense of being in control, then we'll be happy. So we chase these three things thinking if we can just lock those three things down, then we're going to be happy. But the reality is that we learn, if we study this, is that it's all an illusion anyway. You never really have any control. All that money or whatever it is that made you feel secure can go away any moment. COVID's a great example of that happening, right? And acceptance and approval is a roller coaster ride of other people approving of you and accepting you. That's a roller coaster ride. So all of these things we think are going to make us happy. It's an illusion. And when one of these gets challenged or threatened, then we feel anxiety. And so how do we get out of this? What's the shift move, as my friend Courtney Smith says? What's the shift move out of this? So look at the fact of the situation or the circumstance. What's the fact? I have credit card debt. What's the story that you're telling yourself about this fact? That means, where are my notes from my client? Because we just went through this. The story is, maybe I didn't write them down. The story is, I shouldn't have credit card debt. Oh, it's unacceptable. It's a waste. It means that I'm irresponsible, that I'm not good with money, that I'm not smart. So there are lots of stories that you're telling yourself about these facts, about this fact. You're making up these stories, which are thoughts. And then that is creating a feeling, an emotion. So identifying which one of those three fears is it hitting on. And then here's the fun part. Now what? Now, what I like looking at it as creation. Now, what are you going to create? Are you going to create more anxiety? Are you going to create a different action? What are you going to create from this? And is there another way to look at the story? And am I going to create a different way to look at the story? Am I going to create a different reality? Because listen, these are all stories. They're just made up stories. They're just different interpretations. The stories you make up about a circumstance could be very different than the stories I make up about a circumstance. It is not a fact, so you can change it. Also, it takes practice. And this is one of the core things that I do in coaching, is to help people identify what are these stories that you're telling yourself, and then how can we unwind these stories so that you can feel empowered and make a different decision and create a different reality for yourself. And it works. So if you want a little appetizer on this, I'm doing a Zoom workshop on Wednesday, November 20th. You can join the Zoom workshop. I'll put a link for how to sign up for that. You can sign up for it on my website on the events tab, citycricket.net. Go to events and you'll see it, November 20th Zoom. Also, if you don't want to do a group Zoom, then schedule a one-on-one coaching session, because this is the meat of the work that I do. And it works. It changes lives. I just ran into a client the other day and it was really fun because we were in a group of people, and she said, my work with Tracy totally changed my life because we identified these stories that were sneaky little stories in her subconscious that she'd been living by. And then we went through this process and everything has changed for her. Okay? So it's super fun stuff. And also, nothing has gone wrong. If you're like, oh yes, that's me, nothing's gone wrong. You're just one of the humans. But we can make it better and we can change your reality. So reach out to me and let's get busy.